Manipur Governor Ajay Bhalla, after taking charge, chaired a security review meeting on Saturday. And according to The Hindu, he suggested invoking the National Security Act 1980, the NSA 1980, which allows detention for up to a year without trial against miscreants to maintain public order, according to The Hindu that has put out this report. Now, the Unified Command meeting was attended by senior officials, including Advisor Kuldiep Singh and Director General of Police Rajiv Singh. But separately, concerns have also emerged over the alleged use of the Starlink satellite device, the internet devices which are being used in Manipur to bypass the government-imposed internet shutdowns. Reports indicate that these devices may have been smuggled from Myanmar, where Starlink is authorized. Now, security forces have seized Starlink devices, arms and ammunition during the raids, flagging potential misuse to aid unlawful activities. Elon Musk, however, earlier back in the day had clarified that Starlink beams are disabled over India, suggesting any use in Manipur is in fact unauthorized. Joining me here on the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Shaukin Chauhan, DG Assam Rifles, is with us here this very morning. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Sir, right on the top, first and foremost, in your opinion, why did the Manipur governor say, let's invoke NSA, one of the stringent acts in Manipur?
Good morning to you. Thank you for calling me on your show. The first issue why the governor has said this is because there is a growing anxiety amongst the government circles that things have gone too far in Manipur and things have been allowed to slide. The situation in Manipur is indeed difficult, and I'm so happy to see the erstwhile Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla there, and I have no doubt that he will take tough actions and ensure that the situation in Manipur comes back to some kind of normalcy.
What kind of cases, what kind of situations? I mean, we've have past precedents as well, but what kind of situations really call for NSA? And is the governor right in taking that first step?
I'm absolutely certain that he's right. The reason is like this: that today there is an open anarchy in the state of Manipur. There are armed terrorist groups or armed insurgent groups roaming around without any kind of uh, threat or fear of being intercepted. Uh, both both the organizations, the Arambai Bengal or the Manipur people, Mighty Lipun, or even all the 26 Kuki groups, all need to be told that there is a state. Manipur is a part of India, and India has a rule of law, and they simply cannot take the situation in their hand. Simply cannot start killing and continue killing the way they are doing at the present moment. So uh, it's important for the governance to ensure that the necessary laws are there to assist the security forces to ensure to bring the situation to normalcy in Manipur. And one of the reasons why the situation was not getting normal was in the absence of the government really taking hard stand. I have said this several times on the show, on your show, that the first thing we must do is we must ensure that all the weapons are brought back. All insurgent groups must be de-weaponized immediately. Secondly, uh, the NSA or even the Armed Forces Special Powers Act must come into the complete state, and the insurgent groups must be aware that action will be taken against them by the security forces. The third issue is, and which I'm sure Mr. Ajay Kumar Bhalla was looking at, is bringing the communities together to make them sit down together and to come to a solution so that they are able to live together. It's extremely important that the people of Manipur realize that there is and understand and know that there is a government in place, a government that is willing to take hard action, a correct action to ensure that the rule of law prevails, which unfortunately this time is not there in Manipur. The security forces must be given the necessary ammunition, the necessary legal framework, the necessary assistance to ensure that they can bring the situation back to normalcy in Manipur.
General, Mr. Bhalla also discussed, and I'm just perusing through the Hindu copy that I have with me as well, that, the governor also discussed employment opportunities for the misguided youth and asked the security agencies to prepare a dossier of key suspects who were fueling violence in the state and initiate action against them. I mean, certainly looks like a little bit of winds of change, if I could use that word over here.
Yes, I've known Mr. Bhalla as the Home Secretary. When I was the chairman of the ceasefire monitoring group, I've always found him as a very understanding, very sensible bureaucrat, someone whom I'm absolutely certain will take strong steps, having been the previous Home Secretary. The important thing here is the fact that if you're going to bring the misguided youth, and I'm glad you talked of the situation of the misguided youth, that if you're going to bring the misguided youth back to uh, the society, you have to give them what we call rehabilitation capabilities. We have to get them jobs. We have to make sure that they are moved away from the armed cadre or various groups and given jobs so that they can no longer take part in the insurgency. And one of the first, like I've been always talking about this. I've been even when I was the chairman of the ceasefire monitoring group, I was talking about what we call the process of disarmament and rehabilitation. And it's extremely important that both disarmament and rehabilitation take place together. Uh, all armed groups, all armed members of all armed groups must be rehabilitated, must be retrained, must be ensured that this training that they will get now will take them away from the path of violence. Eventually, all armed groups must give up their weapons. So this process that we call the DDR process is important to be implemented. And every armed group in the complete Northeast must go through this process. We must get the armed groups back into our society. And the only way to get the armed group back to our society is by ensuring that we retrain the armed cadre of these groups and we rehabilitate them, give them jobs, get them to get away from this path of violence that they've unfortunately been following. And I'm so happy actually to learn that Mr. Bhalla is doing this. I was certain that he would do it, but the fact that he has moved so quickly into doing this particular thing shows his capability as having understood the processes that we often talk to him about. The process of bringing the Ram youth back to our society to retrain them and to rehabilitate. So it's an excellent move,
Certainly,
and it will
certainly.
definitely.
General Chauhan, you exuberating confidence in these moves certainly goes a long, long, long way. But sir, there's one more aspect that we need to talk about because even as these, steps are being taken, a key security review meet was carried out with all the senior officials.